Good day, everyone. The contingency leadership theory simply is talking about being able to retain the flexibility in dealing with different cultures and different backgrounds, different situations. There have been many leadership philosophies and theories throughout history. However, the global presence, global competition, and culture necessitates for us to retain flexibility so we can deal with the companies and countries that their culture is a little bit different from ours. Countries like Canada, England, or Australia have very similar culture. However, countries like India, Japan, or China requires our companies like IBM encourage their managers to contact other international people they can learn from their cultures. There are two main concepts in contingency leadership theory. One is DFMEA and the other one is PFMEA. FMEA stands for Failure Mode and Effect Analysis. DFMEA stands for Design Failure Mode Analysis. And PFMEA stands for Process Failure Mode and Effect Analysis. It simply suggests that in order to make sure that the end result is what we want, it has to be designed correctly. Designed correctly simply means we consider all contingencies, ask all what if questions, and have a plan B to start with at the design phase. Majority of the problems occur because they are not designed correctly. Now, if we fail to design it right, if we don't ask the what if questions when we are doing the design, then we are forced to correct it at the process phase, which is not as effective, however, is better than nothing. PFMEA suggests that now you need to correct it at the process phase to make sure that the process owners, people who are practitioners, don't make a mistake. Now that you failed to fix it or error proof it, or as Japanese call it, hokayoke, you need to make sure that you correct it and modify it and twist it at the process phase. The next one is the leadership continuum theory. Robert Tannenbaum and Warren Schmidt also developed a contingency theory in the 1950s. They basically believe that there are three categories when we are talking about continuum. One is the boss, next one is the subordinates who report to the boss, and the last one is the situation or the timing, basically the environment. When we are talking about leadership behavior on a continuum basis, we're talking about a trip, a journey between where boss is to where the subordinates are with respect to the environment. We're talking about boss, his or her education, experience, expectation, and mannerism and styles are the factors involved. Personality, behavior, values, the confidence that the boss has in his or her subordinates, and everything else that the boss expects and the way that he or she treats his people. When it comes to subordinates, their behavior and personality, ownership, how much belonging they feel to the work, the level of involvement, taking charge of the entire output, quality that they show. Those are the factors. Situation or time or environment, size of the organization, the goals and objectives of the company, the strategy underneath, the structure underneath that. Those are the factors that will determine how this continuum will continue to work. Technology within the organization, the climate in the organization, and the systems that the company uses. Leadership continuum. Next one is path goal leadership theory, which was developed by Robert House based on an early version of a theory by M.G. Evans and was published in 1971. There are several factors over here: task and person-oriented leadership, leadership which is based on the tasks, and leadership which is based on the persons or people, different personalities. There is another approach which is called oriented or process oriented versus result oriented. Some people believe that if you pay attention to the process, the result is almost guaranteed. Some people believe that you should always have an eye on the result, no matter how the process may go, because result is the name of the game. But there are four different characteristics within the leader. One is directive, which is highly structured and somewhat rigid. Next one is supportive, which has high consideration for participants. The other one is participative, that they get people involved in the decision-making process. Next one is achievement-oriented, which is goal-seeking organism, sets difficult but achievable goals for people, knows that difficult but achievable goals will motivate people, and then they are being rewarded accordingly. And this one, the competent membership or competent followership is required. Leadership substitute theory simply says that from time to time, the whole process should be put on autopilot. And the idea of self-managed teams or self-directed teams simply suggests that as long as the team members understand the goals and objectives of the organization, they should be trained, tested, and trusted and left alone. They can shine and they can achieve the goals